I'm Katrina, and this is So and Tare. Today is Pi Day, 3.14, March 14. Welcome to Pi Day. So we are making a pizza pie today. Because tomatoes did not do well last year, we're not doing a regular pizza sauce. What we are doing is I have melted some of our, I have thawed out some of our pesto that I had frozen in the freezer from last summer. So that is really good and I already smell it. So pesto will be in place of the sauce and we're gonna have fun with this. This is a pizza dough recipe. I have 3 to 3.5 cups all-purpose flour, 1 package of yeast, 3/4 teaspoons salt, 1 cup very warm water, 2 tablespoons olive oil or vegetable oil, and cornmeal, which I don't use. So if you want cornmeal on the bottom, you go ahead and do that. I don't use it. So here we go. All right, we're starting off with 2 cups flour. I'm supposed to use all-purpose flour. This is whole wheat flour. It's just what I have. We're going to use 1 to 1.5 cups more. So I'm just going to scoop it out already. One packet of yeast. 3/4 teaspoon salt. Stirring that together. Alright, 1 cup warm water. Now, whenever you deal with yeast, you do not want boiling water. You want to be able to stick your pinky in and have it be warm and you can stay there. So if you put your pinky in and you're like, ow, that's hot, it's too hot. Add cold water. So, 1 cup. And I have the hiccups, I'm sorry guys. And 2 tablespoons of some sort of oil. I'm using sesame oil just because that's what I have. I was going to use avocado oil, but apparently I don't have any left. But that's okay. We can have flavor. Alright, so this is the oil and water mixture. I'm going to stir that in. And you're supposed to add enough flour to make it a soft dough. Sorry guys, I have hiccups. Maybe just a little bit. That looks like a soft dough, right? I'm gonna have to add some more, a little bit. So now's the time when you want to add anything. If you want to add any seasonings into your dough, I'm going to add some hot and spicy oregano. This is stuff I dried in 2020. It smells amazing. I'm going to put a lot in because I like it. Now remember, this is going to have pesto on it too, so something to think about. Alright, a little bit of flour on the board. And we're going to knead it. Now I'm also going to add some garlic in here. You could add minced garlic, you could add, whatever spices you want, you can add into the dough. And this is one of the steps that a lot of people miss because it's not in the recipe. Here's the thing about recipe when cooking, is it's a guide. When baking, it's chemistry. But when cooking, it's a guide. So what the kneading does is it stretches the bread, it creates those gluten fibers and incorporates everything pretty well. But you're actually changing the structure of the dough by doing this. It's a stretching process. See how it's more stretchy now? Pick up the rest of the flour on the board. No flour left behind, right? Now, the key is to put enough flour in it that it makes a good dough, and and that it doesn't stick to the board. But you don't want to put too much flour, because if you put in more flour than really necessary, then it's gonna be a brick. This recipe always turns out good, and it would be better if I did like half of all-purpose flour and half wheat, or all-purpose flour and no wheat. That would also be it would turn out to be a better bread. Now with this, I know it's going to be a somewhat flat bread, and that's fine. Now see, it's starting to leave some sticky on here, so I'm just going to put a little more. And then that gets incorporated. The dough is getting nice and stretchy. And it's looking pretty good. Alright, so cover and let rest. The recipe says 4 to 6 minutes of kneading, but it's going to be whatever, you know, whatever is best for you to turn out this way. Alright, it says to let rest on a floured cutting board for 10 minutes. So I'm going to let that sit there. And I'm going to cover it with a flour sack towel. If you want the heat to stay in, spray it just slightly with water, and that'll help the heat stay in. Start the 10 minutes. Alright, so this is good now. We're just going to roll this out now. Shouldn't need too much more flour, but I have some in case we need it. Okay. I like to turn as I go, just to keep it somewhat round. Now if you have a square pan, you get to do this in a square. But I have a round piece of stone. Alright, I'm just going to slide this onto the pizza pan, the pizza stone, had to get a replacement because my other one cracked and broke. Try and get this all the way stretched out from the middle, all the way to the edges. It's always going to bounce back just a little bit, it seems. You can put whatever you want on your pizza, which makes this extra special. Today we're going with pesto out of the freezer from the summer. So if you did not see my freezer part 1 tour or inventory, I'll put a link up here and you get to see how we use these things. 2 blocks were used, but just mixing in the oils again. So this is homemade pesto from the garden. You can use whatever kind of sauce you want. You can use Alfredo if you want. Now, Pi Day precedes St. Patrick's Day, so this is appropriate. We might end up using the whole thing. And I like to get the sauce, whatever sauce I'm doing, all the way out to the edges. Alright, that looks covered. And now it's time for cheese. So funny story, I usually get a block of cheese, a block of mozzarella cheese. I don't generally prefer the pre-shredded stuff, which is what this is. They didn't have any at the store when I went, so I got a bunch of string cheese. I had planned to string a bunch of string cheese, but then we went to a different store and they had the pre-shredded kind, so that's what we're going with. So we're getting our fiber in with this. In case you guys didn't know that, they add stuff to this stuff. I'm trying not to shadow. So I had pepperoni in the refrigerator, or in the freezer. You guys saw that in the freezer inventory, but it was too far gone. So I do have these little bacon pieces that I made and then froze, so that's what I'm using. And Manuel likes ham, so that's what he's doing. Do you want some bacon too?
No.
Alright, we're going simple. I was going to do pineapple on this, but we don't need it. Do you want cheese on top? No? I always add cheese. I usually do a much more intricate thing than this, but it's 9 o'clock at night. And you guys are going to see this tomorrow. So, here we go. Happy Pi Day. Trying to get the edges a little more. You want edges on yours too? Alright, into the oven.
Yeah, a little more pesto.
Oh, yeah, we can put pesto on top. Just go like that. Do you want me to do it?
It's a little light.
I know I can do.
Baked pineapple.
Yeah. Alright. So I'm using this fake pineapple. It is zucchini. And pineapple substitute. I don't think I did a video on this, but I will this summer. Because it's a great way to preserve your zucchini. Alright, there we go. Let's go in the oven, and partway through we're going to add our last ingredient. Into the oven. 400 degrees. For 20 minutes. Alright, I am opening this up at about 16 minutes. Zoom you guys in to do something fun. Quail eggs on pizza. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Hopefully it's a good idea. Hopefully it doesn't fall off like I think it is. Okay, apparently if you guys are making quail eggs on pizza, make sure you have a crust that's tall. I'm just going to go for 3 for now because I'm afraid that they're going to fall off. I would do more, but I'm afraid that it's going to fall off. So I'm going to put it in so it cooks fast. Hopefully. And hopefully I don't make a mess of my oven. 5 more minutes. So I only end up doing 3 eggs because my pizza's taller in the middle than it is on the outside, and as you can see, some of it dripped off. But I want to show you guys something. Apparently, when using a pizza stone, you are not supposed to cut it with this. Apparently that's how mine got a crack and broke. So I'm going to try to adhere to that. So I just have a plastic thing here and scoop it off. I'm going to cut my piece with egg. Now note that I did add 2 extra minutes with eggs, so I think they need about 7 minutes on a pizza. That's your piece? Alright.
I guess I cannot go on the same line.
I don't think you can. I think you need to practice that. One more ingredient for our pie day pizza pie. More green. Happy Pie Day! Our pizza pie! Cheers.
Cheers.
Alright, so mine has a quail egg on it. It's going to be tasty because it's soft cooked. That's really good.
It's good pizza.
Pesto makes it extra special. I put oregano in the crust. Oregano and garlic.
I need one more ingredient.
Valentina? That egg was cooked perfectly at 7 minutes. So there's your 7 minutes for a... I'm afraid it's going to drop, but 7 minutes for a quail egg on your pizza is awesome. For a soft middle. So he likes his with pizza sauce. No, it's taco sauce.
Pizza sauce, not just taco sauce.
Okay. Thank you for watching. I hope this inspires you to celebrate Pie Day. You still have time. This is coming out at 6 a.m. So you have time to make some pizza pie today out of fun ingredients or whatever ingredients you have. Or, I don't know, go get one. Go get some ingredients. Make some pie. Some pizza pie. Hit the thumbs up on your way out. And if you're not already subscribed and you enjoyed this, please subscribe. And hit the bell notifications so you get all of the content. I want you to have all the content. We talked about quail eggs here. I have quail. We talked about pesto that we made out of the yard. Talked about this fake pineapple stuff that I made out of zucchini. Making a video on that this summer. Yeah, talking about the oregano that's out of the yard. So lots and lots of content on this channel. Thank you for watching and have a great day.